birthday. That's not fair.
That's how it is. That's how it goes. As we are into the matchup.
It's Sky.
We have Sky, fan favorite. He doesn't have his patent pending glasses on today. His sunglasses he's been wearing all day.
Oh, we're into it.
Chris Becker, both of these Illumineers are sitting at a 5-0 round total going into round number 6.
Wow. While they're playing it out, they were like, I'm not drawing nothing, but you're going to look down at my turn 1 Royal Guard. That octopus, he's going to get bigger. He could.
Yeah.
He could.
I'm team no draw, no scoop. Let's go ahead and get this thing on in to the high seed going into the final echelon of the tournament as we want to get this Mulan down as we ink the Sven. What do you think about that Sven? He's out here.
I know. And the crazy thing is I have loved Amethyst, but you know what this set has done? I am rooting for Amber Steel now.
Oh my
I
goodness,
don't even own Amber cards, and I'm having to go back and buy all of these old Amber cards because I didn't think that Amber was a color, and now it's starting to be my favorite. Even Rapunzel, Rapunzel, I kind of like Amber.
I thought I was going to have to adjust the color contrast on my screen here because I saw that Amber card, that yellow hue, and I was like, wait a minute, this is not a mistake. That card is not Amethyst, as we are firmly nestled into the purple rain. Shout out to the Amethyst and Sapphire strategy. She's been on stream all day long. There it is. Talk to him, color.
Purple rain.
One more time from the diaphragm.
Nobody needs that, but we
I only
did
want to see you down in that purple rain. As we get a nice little quest in with this Royal Guard.
Yeah, and Royal Guard, I mean, notably, Mulan is a 2-1, which is absolutely incredible stats for that. I mean, that effect at the beginning of the game, it is kind of like the developer shaping your hand. Now, Penny, oh, I love it here.
And
Penny
look at
comes
that.
down, gives resist, does not heal because Mulan didn't really need any healing, but she did get the resist one to go ahead and survive that challenge this round. And now your octopus is out of here.
Those are the kind of plays you really have to be on the alert and the lookout for, as that was a pretty significant punish, as you do have the Madam M Elephant is going to be able to retrieve that T-Poe, and this might be a problem for Sky, as that 7 willpower might be tough to deal with, but Sky has been on an absolute heater all day long. Undefeated. I think he hasn't lost that many games either.
Lady Daisy, we're watching it. We're waiting for it.
Is it about to happen to him?
He's going to ink. He's going to play Lady Daisy. And now, next turn, that lady will be able to sing into your genie.
Yeah. Into your genie, but you still have to figure out a way to get this Madam Mim Elephant, a.k.a. Mimiphant, off the field of play.
I hate that.
And you don't like that?
Nah.
We'll shop it around.
All right, we'll shop it around.
We'll
but we are
work
going to
around.
ink the lady, and we're going to go ahead and play a Tiana, which is another queen of our set. I think that I like this play because, again, actually, no, I don't. I mean, are we going to Elsa into the unknown?
That could be a potential thing that goes down, as you have the ability on your 5-ink play into the unknown, send to Tiana, but you don't have any characters really exerted to deal with that. Sky is just trying to build this board. Obviously, he's trying to set up some type of Strength of Raging Fire play to clear this genie and then get some value out of the Madam Mim Elephant. But now we have the Basil here, ready to exert, ready to give some support over to whoever to potentially take down this restaurant owner if she becomes exerted.
I know, and normally this restaurant owner she be cooking this set, but right now, watching this Basil come down, I mean, that's going to really be able to buff up everything on your board to kind of take that out. So if you do want to go ahead next turn and pay that 3 ink to do that, that's what's going to end up happening. Now, playing that genie first on that turn made me feel like maybe we didn't even have anything to ink. So it might not. We drew the card. It probably was a T-Poe. We went ahead and inked that T-Poe. We're probably looking for the Elsa into the unknown thing because that's a really great way to get this Tiana up on out of here. But we are seeing some kind of deliberating on, are we going to play the 1/16th hamster, or are we going to get him yeet right into the inkwell?
I think he might be thinking of put him down to the inkwell and maybe setting up. Is there some bodyguards in his strategy? No,
Daisy.
It's going to be a Daisy followed by that's a cool little tech coming in. You don't see too many Amber and Steel players rocking the cannons these days. I love it. We saw it have some great effects on stream before, and we are going to ponderance here.
I know. Well, Penny is going to come down and give Tiana resist, which is amazing in this meta. Again, the Basil's gone, so pumping it up. We're going to have to take a hypnotic strength, but you still are going to have to end up going for the paying that, unless we have the Into the Unknown in our hand, which in case we can kind of get rid of that pesky Tiana. But now, what are we holding our board back for? Are we trying to build up the board to maybe play a strength and get that elephant gone, or are we just going to send it?
There has been some people have been playing the card Helping Hand. Maybe that's something that Chris does have access to. That'd be really neat. I know it was a darling of the meta for a little while, and it quickly fell out of favor. But if you can pop that off, pay the toll, and then clear potentially, could you get through Tiana there? I still don't think you have enough with that resist.
No, the
color.
Basil is down. So unfortunately, yeah, the resist +1 makes all the difference. And again, making Penny one of the coolest cards I've seen come around. I know, like last set, I feel like you and I both were like, man, this card's good.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this card's good. And then this set really being able to
absolutely.
make Tiana even beefier of a restaurant owner again. But yeah.
That has been one of my highlights, I think, of the post-rotation meta. Just being able to see cards that were fringe playable, pretty good, finally get their time in the spotlight. As Tiana is one of those cards, it was a very rogue played card at a very low level, but now it is one of the darlings of the metagame. And Tiana being one of my favorite princesses. All three of my daughters love Tiana, so seeing her having the ability to come out and have great tournament results and be a part of our metagame is really, really cool to see. Now let's get Tiana a Floodborn character. I think that can complete the wish list for JDZ, and I can start shutting up a bit.
Well, now we have that wish list, but we did go ahead and challenge into that Penny, which she's got 2 lore. That's not nothing. But now we do have our 1 damage on our Mim Elephant. And there is a second line of text that is on Mim Elephant where that 1 damage into another steel deck is pretty significant.
Absolutely, and that will cut through the resist. And also looking at that Mulan, you see that one in the willpower column. So now that Madam Mim is becoming that pseudo battering ram, able to still remove some characters in the process. The Sky seems unfettered and unfazed. Look at that locked in, laser focused mentality displayed by both of these 5-0 Illumineers. As we bring the Aurora into the dock, you know what time it is.
Aurora into dock, and it's so good because now you're like, okay, I have that 1 strength on that Mim. We're going to get that trigger at the beginning of our turn. We go ahead and throw a Daisy.
Strength, hold up.
I know.
Talk
he's
to him,
like,
Strength.
wait a minute. Do I? Yep. And
Look at
finally, the
that.
elephant is down.
Just like he drew it up. And if I'm Chris,
Absolutely.
I'm tilting a little bit as you went dock draw 2 to a character to the strength. Talk to him. Strength are ready to fire off the tizzy.
Oh no, the end of the unknown. Gone. Daisy working for us and not Chris. Sometimes she's our friend. Sometimes she's not our friend. At this point, she did get rid of one of those pivotal cards, especially in this matchup, because that is such a good answer to Tiana.
And this is looking downhill for Chris as he's doing the patent pending board tap, getting a quick calc on the lore before you might be thinking about pack 'em up central, as that's a lot coming back your way. You need to get to some beefy characters. You'd love to have that into the unknown right now just to at least get loose and active on some of these exerted characters.
Ooh, are we gonna visions? What are we gonna do? I don't know. Yeah, you don't really want to pack it up. At the same time, yeah, the patent pending, the tippity tap, the math. We're gonna go ahead and hypnotic strength on our genie, which will draw us a card, which might not. It's a finders keepers, y'all. That's not gonna do it.
And we can support the genie as well. And
Yeah,
we're
I'm just
gonna
gonna
get
scoop
out
it
of
up.
here.
It's like, bro, like that's math, and I don't want to. And we did see our Pete. I've been yelling about Pete all day, and Sky has got him.
Yeah. And that's a card, Color. You bring a great point. What do you think about that Pete Games referee? It has kind of fallen down in the meta. Before rotation, pre-rotation, Pete was one of those cards that you just hated to see. Okay, he can win the game for you. He can seal the deal, finish the drill all day long. But now he's kind of fallen out of contention. What do you think about that card? Is it time for Pete to come back?
I think that's what I was discussing earlier, especially with the Emerald Sapphire decks and everything. And we're seeing a meta where we were like, oh, Pete just feels like a vanilla 3/3 when he comes down. And what that's done is that's given decks like Emerald Sapphire they now have that space to do what they want to do. And when they're doing that without being interrupted by that game's referee, they are doing it in spades, and you are watching them tap dance all over your face and your board. And it's unfortunate, but that's all it is that's what Pete is in there for. So he shimmied his way out, and I think it's time for him to get on in there.
I fully agree with you, Color. I think it is time for the game's referee to make his way back in if you're playing Steel. Let's think about playing some copies of Pete Games referee, because even in these Strength of Raging Fire counter matches and these mirror matches or whatever, sometimes you go Pete on 3 and you'll knock off your opponent's ability to sing Strength, and then that'll free up your opportunity to sing Strength on them. So I think that's a great card. I mean, but sometimes it can just be absolutely abysmal in certain situations. So that is the game. That's why cards are inkable, as Chris Becker is going to be on the approach this time, trying to figure out a better way to combat what Sky did to him. He's showing no signs of flinch.
Why does Sky look like his cards stole his lunch money?
He's locked in.
Is that locked in?
He's locked in.
I've never been locked in my life.
It almost looked like he's frozen. He's
I
barely
know.
blinking. He's on a different wavelength right now. No
All right, so
shuffling, just in the zone,
when
and I'm
players
feeling it.
tank like this, I always say that you're conserving your energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're conserving your energy. You're not moving. You're using every single one of your brain cells. So you try not to move. So your body tries to take power away from your brain,
Smart.
so you can do the next right thing.
I like that. I like that approach. Keeping your muscles moving low. I never thought about that. These are the things that people need to be talking about, Cole. I think it just broke the game wide open.
When you're tanking, don't move people. It gives you more brain power.
I agree.
And it makes
Concur.
production feel like the chat is frozen and we're all in.
Laser
cooked.
focused. I love to see it. And we
Yes.
got Sky, who has kind of been nerfed as well. I know Sky was a big Ink token believer. I think he was one of the last bastions of Ink token supporters. And now Ink tokens have been removed from Digital Lorcana. According to the new ruling patch that we just got, it clearly states that you cannot use Ink tokens in your gameplay. So we're following those new rules. And he still hasn't lost a beat. Still 5-0.
I mean, that's crazy. Like, I've never gone 5-0, but at the same time, did we okay, so we inked off the top. I was like, did we just ink off the top? What game are we playing? Playing off the top. So that's his hand, that's his deck. That was insane, unhinged behavior from Chris Becker.
That's pretty saucy. I like that kind of technique.
He's like, it's here and here.
And I'm telling you right now, just being able to broadcast so many games and be able to see so many different unique players and their way that they play, I love seeing the different little mannerism that people have developed. And that was a really cool thing to say. As you're just playing off the top. You see that? No hand shuffling. But you're going to play our hand off the top and
He's
not
like,
even
now
looking.
I got to look at him. Okay, yeah. It's me and Ursula's Cauldron. Like, I looked at it, but, man, that information is gone. Okay, yeah, you tried. Man, what if you would have played turn 2 without looking at the top?
That would have been so neat. I would have been like, okay, Chris, you got it. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Well, ink a Tipo, play a Tipo, ink a super secret card that is only for our eyes, and then we're going to go ahead and quest because you're not challenging in with that Aurora.
No chance. We'll take our +1, but you did kind of get yeeted by a Penny here, and I don't think that is something that you can do with this Aurora. She's just not quite strong enough to get through this Royal Guard's willpower. Pass it back on over to Sky. On the draw, what can we do? Do we have a princess that we can cheat into play?
I was about to say, if we have that Tiana, we can ink and play Tiana. And again, now, even though we're on a draw, we still have our Tiana out on the same turn, but we are going to go ahead and play our free Mulan, which is still not bad. You go ahead and basically set yourself up for a turn, continue to sculpt your hand. Now we're going to ink this Troubadour. Old Troob's not seeing a lot of play.
The Troobs,
but fire the cannons onto that guard.
I think I'm
Yo,
like
fire the cannons. I've been on shout out Jack Shadows. He loves that card. He stands by it, and every single time. And then Harlan Sweet got to reveal it this set with Allie. And honestly, that card.
I love that reveal.
Every time you see it, I know, right?
I love that reveal. It's so cute. Both they're so cute together.
They are.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Sorry,
goodness.
Disney Lorcana is serious.
Yeah,
this isn't cute.
Mean. Okay, no, but I'm serious. I'm buying these fire the cannons. They are looking phenomenal in this Amber Steel deck, especially on the draw, breaking up that Royal Guard because now you are able to preserve your Aurora to use it again. So potentially another free princess coming in, and I think that card is great.
You know, the crazy thing is I know, so this is Aurora holding court. And I was like, the art is gorgeous. I get messed up by that every single time. But now I just get the flavor of that. Her name is Aurora holding court, and then she makes princesses cost 1 less. Okay, it wasn't just me? It wasn't just me?
I'm feeling it.
The flavor of that is incredible.
Make them cost 1 holding court.
Because she's holding court, and so all of the princesses are excited to finally see her thing, and that's the flavor text.
They're coming in a little bit cheaper. I think that is neat. As you get another miss on the Daisy Duck, Chris with a little head nod there, showing a bit of signs of frustration as the Daisy Duck is sending a lot of action to the bottom of the deck. This deck does play a ton of characters here.
Yeah, that's definitely actions that you want to see in your hand, especially in this, because those are some high-cost things. We definitely have potentially next turn we can bounce that Tipo. We don't really have a damage on to really. No. Oh gosh. Ooh. Okay. All right, Sky, take it down a notch.
And I think you might be all set here just to hold position, because if you do exert this Aurora holding court, she's probably going to get sent to the Vanish Zone relatively quickly. Depending on what that last card in Sky's hand is, it's definitely a dock, by the way.
Oh, it's always a dock.
It's never not a dock in this situation, so be prepared for that. Unless you don't have a Singer set up, that's a good sign of life for Chris, who is hands on head, staring down this massive board as it's beginning to expand. And we'll just pass there.
Yeah, we're going to pass. It's like, which one is the threat? Is it the Nala with 3 lure and resist 1? Is it the Daisy that's going to keep bottoming every good card in your deck? Is it the Aurora? Because I'm going to invite a war crime to this court. I don't know. Which one is it? Or are you just going to old-fashioned take one of the 2 daisies that I've given you to try to figure out? And it is a 5-6. Yeah, it's our 5 ink turn, so we could bring Elsa, and that could take out the Aurora.
Probably. Before it can do some more harm, or maybe you get and lose an active after this Nala, but that will cost you 2 of your characters in order to do that. If you can even get it done, as Genie is going to
Bonk.
send 1 into the Daisy Duck.
Bell. Yeah.
Okay, or 2 into the 1 into the Daisy Duck, and we'll
and then
send
we're going
2.
to distribute it over
Very
to
good
the
play. I like that
Okay.
coming in from Chris.
So that basically, yes, okay, I understand that now. So instead of basically taking the 2 off of his own character of the 1, he's basically taking the 2 off of your own Daisy to then distribute to that Nala, which does get around the resist.
For sure.
So that ability does make sure that Nala, that quest for 3, does none of that.
Absolutely. I think that was a heads-up play, and a lot of newer players, they might not see plays like that. So that's why I enjoy when players at this level, you don't get to 5-0 without making unique maneuvers like that. Passing damage from the opposition character to another opposition character, getting that threat off easily, heads up. Heads up, and we are going to go ahead and take the opportunity to quest here as Sky is hitting the gas pedal, believing it's time to try to exert and the strength hard cast. Clearing that
Yeah,
bell.
we got to get rid of that bell. I mean, again, 4-4 is not nothing. So we're definitely going to, we hard played it.
Did we trigger those daisies on the?
Yes, we did. We
Okay,
ended up getting
okay.
a Basil, and then I think, Basil and a bell.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds
Oof.
good.
So that Mulan is not for long for this world. Unless we do challenge in again and we can move 2 more damage and actually get rid. So we could challenge into the Aurora here, play the bell. We could do some stuff.
Let's see what you do. And what you're only going into that 16th turn, you'd love to have another ink available to get that Infernal Schemer down. That Madam Mim Elephant, low tempo as it may be.
Finders
is
Keepers
that
into
worth
the
putting
Inkwell.
in?
I'm not doing that. This game?
I don't think it's for this matchup.
Uh-uh.
I think you play that Finders Keeper, you might as well just put it Finders back in your Trapper Keeper, and get up out of here.
Trapper Keeper, ain't nobody have
Remember
one of
those?
anymore.
Remember
I do
that?
remember it, but I hate you for it.
Shout out Trapper Keeper, okay?
Shout out Trapper
Finders
Keeper.
my deck back into the deck box is what you're going to do. How
Absolutely,
about
yeah.
that?
Yeah,
And
definitely
you're
not
out of here. As we are going to go ahead and get rid of that Aurora, I believe, stacking other damage onto this Genie. So you have 2 to work with the Bell.
Yeah, the 2 probably just, I mean, it feels bad, but I mean, I think maybe you bring it over to the Daisy, let that damage sit there. It's not like Sky's got a Bell in his deck to start swapping damage all over the place. So you put 1, you get rid of the Mulan with the Tipo, you put 2 damage onto the Daisy. Next time, Genie can challenge into the other Daisy. But if I'm Sky, I'm not turning those Daisies sideways until I got a plan.
Wow, and we are going to go for the, I would concur
that was
with
a
you.
wild.
We are going to go for a Basil play, Basil bounce. If you guys are just tuning in at home and not quite sure what just happened there, you have to send a card back to your hand for Madam Mim Elephant's unique ability. So you had to have a character on board. So you pay 1 ink, play the Basil, and then you play the Madam Mim Elephant, bring the Basil back to your hand, and then you put the Basil down to the Inkwell. So that is the sequence of events as they occurred. And we'll send another action to the bottom of the deck as these daisies are frying right now. 13. Finally adding the Flatfoot Detective to the hand. Donald Duck is going to be on the approach. Now you are going to be in that 7 ink turn.
Oh, no.
Heat Games referee is looking quite nice. You do have that Infernal Schemer, and you have enough challenging power to clear the other Daisy as well. Let's see if you go after the lore. Or do you go after the body of Pete?
So, yeah, you don't have enough to play like Hades and Bell or something like that, so you can't really move that damage around, unfortunately, again. And that Pete is just brutal here because there's no way to sing into the unknown.
Yeah.
We definitely can't play Hypnotic Strength, so we are just going to go ahead and Hades one of those daisies and then just pray that that's not a dock.
I thought it would have been a dock already. I guess he might be holding the dock. But it's always dock. In these trying times, when you feel you got a way around that corner, the dock is going to come on down. It's going to be the Troubadour and a Nala.
You just get that lore on the board.
I think Troubadour is an interesting include in this deck. I think I've seen Sky play that at the Ink event last week, and he says you play Troubadour early, you're able to sing your Strength of Rage and Fire a bit early, and throw your opponent's numbers off a little bit. I think that is a little bit of hidden technique in this Amber Steel aggro deck, but it's got just trying to add a little bit of layers to the game a little bit.
Absolutely. And now, unfortunately, we are not under that Pete lock, so we can go ahead. We can go ahead and get rid of it. Yeah, we're gonna remember our Mim Elephant trigger, and that is fantastic. I don't know. I'm gonna put that onto the Nala because the Nala says that so long as it has no damage, she gets resist +1 and lore +1. So I don't know. I'm throwing that on the Nala. But again, Troubadour is a 1/4, and it might be. Okay.
You can Bell. You can just go and send that damage all the way onto the Nala there, unless you're worried about that Troubadour doing some effective things to you. And we will go ahead and send. Did he only remove 2 of those damage there, keeping 1 on the Genie? That's really neat. I think he had a 3 on the Genie. He could have moved all 3, but letting leave 1 floating on that Genie. maybe there's some thought behind that too. Maybe set up another Bell play potentially.
Absolutely. We're probably going to try to get in there and just go ahead and throw down that Basil. And now we're sitting with one. Are we going to Finders Keepers next turn? There ain't no
we
way.
might pull it off.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Sky's
Sky
like,
is
nah,
going to get up
absolutely
out of here.
Yeah, it does make sense. He's only at 14, and now we're starting to see that board's really, really wide. The Mim is down. The Bell is down. Hades Quest for 2. Basil is just a absolute house. So I definitely see we needed a dock, and it didn't really look like our docks were wanting to join the party.
And maybe we did. Maybe we gave them a little bit of a jinx with our streamers curse, because I'm like, I've never seen them not have it. That was the first time, probably my entire life, they actually didn't have it.
Yeah.
So there you go. It can happen. Sometimes they don't have it, and Sky just didn't happen to have it that time. As Chris now has to try to do the impossible sometimes. And there are lines you can beat Amber Steel on the draw. You have the tools. You have the technique. You have the technology. You can rebuild him. I think you can do it and get it done.
We can rebuild.
You can make it happen. What is he looking for, though? What on the draw? No, not Sky. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's like Sky's looking for Doc.
I'm talking from the Sapphire Amethyst player. What is he trying to do to win this game on the draw, from your perspective?
I think that Basil really does need to come down. I think like maybe playing a little bit more toward the board. I know that that's a situation where you could start to double ramp and go over the top of it to where you can get to that end game and you're really controlling with those like higher end insane cards. But at the same time, you know, if you're losing that early game, it feels like like getting to that, like you can stop Amber Steel at 19. Do you want to on the draw? Is that what you live your life? But like, it's definitely possible. There's a lot of different things that can happen, but we did see that Sky scooped it up, and so we are going to go to a game 3, and here we're back.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Back at it again. I believe the alterations are still happening. Sky is thinking about how he wants to start this thing off. I think Sky wants to just do what he's been doing. I think he's on the draw. He has been favoring the Fire the Cannons. I'll be interested to see if he's hard altering, looking for another copy of that card to break up that Madam Mim shift, or excuse me, that Madam Mim bounce line. I think that is just devastating. Sometimes if Chris is going to think about curving into a Tipo, ramp, ink, play Madam Mim, bounce the Tipo back to the hand, if you can break that play up, I've noticed in my own observations, that can kind of really halter the Sapphire Amethyst player and kind of spell victory for yourself. So I think that could be something Sky's looking forward to break up the momentum of Chris.
I mean, absolutely. Like, because then you're sitting there. I mean, and it's basically like, well, again, like with our old bounce I always like to bring up the past as if it were like 30 years ago. But about 2 weeks ago, when we had Snake and Fox and everything, you'd have your bounce in your hand, and you're like, cool. And then your thing would get popped, and you're like, sick. Cool. I drew another snake, and I'm just going to sit here and stare at myself. So again, the same with that Mim Elephant. She needs something in play to be able to bounce back your hand, or she's going to come in the board and banish herself, and that's. I've seen it happen.
And it never feels good. And this also never feels good. You see your opponent tossing one of those docks down to the discard pile with that Mulan. That is a clear indicator that there will be a dock being played, and some portion they have one in hand, as we're going to get that Tiana restaurant owner off the top of the deck. With the Basil, like you talked about, color is going to find his way to the field of play on 1. Now you need to figure out a way to put down maybe. I'd like to see a sail into another 1-cost character if I'm Chris.
Particularly, yeah, like definitely, because that's another thing too, is like this deck, Amber Steel, it really wants to build up a board, especially with Tiana, because what you can do is you can go 1 into 2 1s, and then on 3 you can go Tiana, and then by that time, Tiana could sing and your genie's gone.
And you're on your way. That is just
such
a, when you can have your opponent play their 4-cost character and you remove your strength, that is just such a backbreaking, devastating moment when that happens to you. So I think that's what Sky's looking for. He's already got the Strength of Rage of Fire set up. Might be sending it down to the Inkwell based on the ink ability of the hand.
Yeah,
and that's like a good sign for Chris.
Yeah, some tough choices, especially, because, I mean, 2 docks, 2 strengths, and you're out of this meta. But what do you think about that dock over there by himself in his discard pile?
He's
like,
lonely.
why are you so far away from the deck?
He's lonely. And what do you think about I like it personally. I like
just having it over
maybe
there?
It's just as a reflection to himself, as a protest, because they took away his ink tokens. So maybe he's like, I'm gonna put my discard way over here, and I'm gonna put my deck way over there. A lot of people. This
is my emotional support discard. You took away my tokens. I need something, guys. But again, we do see that penny come down, giving that resist to the Mulan until the start of our next turn, which makes Basil look a little poopy here. But we are going to go ahead and sail, and that means we will have a game because Blurple hit turn 2 ramp.
That's what it's all about. And I'm telling you right now, these Blurple players, they feel like they're entitled to turn 2 ramp. They're so spoiled out here in these city streets, Color. Hey, man, how'd your tournament go? I didn't get ramp. Oh, I lost because I didn't get ramp. Yeah, hey, guess what? It's
No.
going to happen, pal. Sometimes suck it up and drive
I know.
on.
We're seeing one jump ahead come back in it because they're like, I gotta hit
cannot.
this ramp. I'm shipping 7 like Diablo decks of old. I can't be doing that. That's crazy.
And we do get the rest we are going to take that exchange with Basil. That was another interesting play. We do take the trade of the Mulan with the Basil, and we are going to play that Tiana now. Just trying to probably break up those strength numbers. I think is very important to kind of keep that board clear whenever you can.
I'm going double 1, sing strength on Genie, and I'm out.
GG, no re.
Yep,
I think that.
I see the strength. I see a Daisy. You got another 1 drop on there, Sky. What you holding?
Even the 2-cost character could get it done in this situation. As Sky is thinking about that approach, but I don't think they have it.
Lady Daisy. Oh no, he's just gonna play another Tiana. But you could hit Ink and then play the Daisy, and then you could sing the strength on Genie, and that's also devastating.
I don't know if you have the cards for it. I know one of those cards for sure is a dock. One of those cards for sure is the strength, and one of those cards is the Daisy Duck. So I don't think you have the ink available to make it happen. So you might be safe to get a nice little sneaky pass and hope for an inkable card off the top, and maybe you can set something like that up. Or is it time to exert? These are the decisions that you have to think about. I wish I could just be in Sky's mind to kind of think about where he is going, where he's going with it.
I'm holding here because I'm so greedy because I'm like, how sick is it going to be when I draw an inkable? Like, I'm going to look like a god if I could just ink this stinking Daisy. But at the same time, yeah, again, here we are. Doc is not inkable, but we definitely need him. But next turn, we have set ourselves up to where we can play the Daisy. We can sing the strength. We can ink whatever it is and then play the Doc. And then hopefully we're just drawing into gas unless we have our Into the Unknown Elsa punish.
That is the punish. And we're going to see if you get to it. As a Royal Guard will get another quest in for 1. He hasn't really done his duty as a challenger, but he's going to do his duty as a bouncer. We'll send him back to the hand and then back to the field. Love to see it. Get a nice utilization of all your ink allotment.
Sky, look at Sky. He's like, I have no emotion of that, but he is sitting pretty. Oh, my gosh. That was such a risk. I mean, obviously, he has uninkables in hand. He can't really do much about it, but at the same time, he's like, oh, wait, you could Lady Daisy. But then, no, you couldn't dock. But that's fine because, like, the only card left in our hand is a dock, and that is gonna be
Get rid
devastating.
of that, Jenny. It's hurt. It hurts, but it doesn't hurt as bad because you did have to do that a turn later than you wanted to.
True.
And
that
you did allow for Chris to set up that Madam M elephant. So we still got a lot of meat on this bone. There's a lot of game left from both sides as you're trying to figure this thing out. I know it's not looking the best for Chris, but I think there are still some lines of play and some cards he can get to get out of the situation. I think you need to start getting some of those Into the Unknowns like you talked about earlier.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Into the Unknown is definitely kind of like what you need here. Or you could just pay 6, I guess, but you're still – oh, my gosh, you'd have to pay –
never mind. This is your whole turn. Yeah. You gotta start getting those restaurant owners out of here.
Oh, man, yeah, you basically have to – go next.
Not go next.
Okay, no, I'm kidding.
No.
But yeah, it's definitely like you play the Hypnotic Strength, and that's fine, but now you're drawing cards, so that's actually Challenger +3 for the Octopus.
You drew one for turn as well.
Yes, absolutely. So now Challenger plus, no, all right, we're good. So then we pay, nope, we got to pay brutal. 6 regardless.
That is so bad. Yeah, the double Tiana shakedown is just such a powerful maneuver that you can get set up. Oh, my goodness, this feels so bad because – you know, if you have the Into the Unknowns, you know, and now I can almost guarantee you that this Daisy Duck's about to send the Into the Unknown to the bottom of the deck. You got to pay a big toll for that.
You got to pay 6, I think.
6 you pay 3.
Oh no! So he's
just
challenging.
2.
Oh right, yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's get the judges involved there. I think that might be. Let's pause the action. I think that might be a mistake here. Let's clean that gameplay up if we can, because I think you have to pay. I'm not a mathematician, but that did seem a bit incorrect because there is a lot of. Can we get the judges involved there to make sure that's correct? Because there were 2 Tianas exerted their production, so the players are playing. I wish they're playing so fast.
So that's the thing is, like, I think that Sky went ahead and chucked that dice off, and he's like, no, you have 2 damage on it. But he did draw for turn. He drew another one, and he drew it. So I'm pretty sure it was Challenger +3, and he's like, he paid the 3, but that's still +6. Oh, Sky seems to think that we're good, so we might be good.
If we're good, we're good. But the Madam Mim also challenged as well.
That's what I
to do damage to itself. Okay, so it did no damage. Just making sure that everything is good. I'm fairly confident that everything is all right.
Yeah, he wanted to get the – yeah, but he does have 2 Tianas, so that's the thing is, like, it does stack. So it's still -3.
Correct.
So he does do 2 damage because he drew 5 cards that turn.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why we have the 2 on the Tiana, but then we also have
the 1 on the elephant who just did damage to itself to
so
probably
it'll
fling
trigger
some
next
damage back on the other
absolutely.
turn. Okay, okay. But you want to make sure that everything is good to go. I just want to clean it up, you know, before something happens. It's always better to err on the side of caution in these types of situations because I'd hate to say, oh, we sat here and everybody watched it all go through. So they're getting it sorted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything is underway. And we're going to be good. So hopefully you guys are enjoying. If you're just tuning in, this is the Pro Play Summit in Denver, CCQ, first one that we've had here in
but
North
Octopus
America.
does need a damage.
Right.
Yeah. So we do. So he got to throw hands, and he is correct because we did. We drew 1 for turn. We drew 1 for Hypnotic Strength. We also drew another card for another thing, Hypnotic Strength to the bottom. So, yeah, that math checks out, but we do need a damage onto our Octopus.
And we are going to be underway as we did kind of slow it down a little bit, but taking nothing away from Sky. He's still all gas, no brakes. I'm stealing that from Baker. He's been saying that. It tickles me every time he says that.
That is good. And so we are going to be beginning of our turn. We do have a Madam Mim trigger. There should be 1 damage on the Octopus. Should he? Didn't the Octopus challenge into Tiana?
No. He takes 1. He should have a damage counter on him, though.
I understand what you're saying.
But the Octopus from the Tiana snapback. There it is.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
they got it sorted.
They got it
sorted. And we're
Huh?
Okay.
The
so
judge is getting in there.
We're sorted. We're sorted.
This is why you don't think people think that aggro is easy. I mean, you got to throw some stuff in here and got to throw some things around. So this guy's like, I don't know, put some stuff here.
And we're bouncing. We're moving dice. I love it. They're talking. They're communicating.
Yeah, we're working on it. Very good. And he's like, we're going to go ahead and put that on there so the Nala does not quest for 3 anymore. And she no longer has resist 2. 1. JD's singing out here. What is happening? Okay.
Okay.
So basically, we're turning them sideways. We're making people do math. And now bad things are happening.
Okay. So we are going to send the damage to the Nala. We had 1 damage on the Royal Guard. We have Dumbino in hand doing what he does.
Sky's like,
Sky's
okay.
stretching. He's relaxed because he feels in a unlosable position. I think this one might be ready to go.
There is some stuff happening here. And, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, do I scoop up because I just don't care anymore because there's, like, so much challenging math that's going here. But let's get back to the game. Nala no longer quest for 3. So we are staring down 2, 8, 10, 12 lore.
Did he not drop a turn? Yeah, we're going to throw it up, man.
Yeah,
And
and
just
it's
get
like,
out
bro,
of there.
I don't even care. He's like, what is that? Is it Daisy was going to bottom another Hypnotic Strength? I don't know what was happening. Sky's like, hey, yo, I had docs and stuff, and I was going to
Yeah, he popped off, and I think that the double Tiana
Don't
lockdown
show him. Oh, Sky,
is
come on, take it back.
absolutely brutality incarnate. And on the draw, that is very, very difficult for the Sapphire Amethyst strategy to kind of get through.
Look, he's still doing the math. He's like, I don't understand what just happened, but yeah, no Elsa on 5. That was definitely bad.
That'll do it.
Really. Again, it's almost unwinnable. Like, if you don't find that Elsa into the unknown thing against your exerted Tiana, it really is an issue because that is what's going to help keep you in the game. Because, again, the Aurora strategy is very fragile.
Yeah.
Because if I'm trying to get Tiana out quickly and I'm trying to do this on the draw, she's not as great on the draw, but don't put the shades on, Sky. What are you doing, my
the
dude?
shades are back
Look at
on.
him.
He's rocking and rolling all day. I love the
know.
shades. Give me a double shades.